Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for tuning in here on Tuesday, December 12th. 4 games left in the regular season. Your Jaguars, they're 8-5 on top of the AFC South with a 1-game lead and the tiebreaker in the division. They have a 91% chance to make the playoffs and an 83% chance to win their division, according to the New York Times playoff simulator. It's all good in Duval County, right? Not so fast. The Jaguars have lost 2 games in a row. They have lost 3 of their last 5, and they have a date with the AFC leading Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football at the bank this weekend. Sure, that is a big-time opportunity to say, we're not going anywhere. We're here to compete for the long haul. But the Jaguars' last 2 contests and most of the last month have really shown otherwise. It has been ugly over the last couple weeks for the Jaguars, and again, dating back to that game against the 49ers, the Jags have not really been themselves. They've lost 2 games in a row to backup quarterbacks. And I know football is a team sport, but for your defense to look that inept against backups is unacceptable. The question is, can the Jaguars bounce back, save their season, and compete at a high level getting into the playoffs and give themselves a chance to win playoff football games? I know that they can do this, but I'm not sure that they will. How can they bounce back over the last month of the season, over the last 4 games? Let's get into it. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. Really appreciate y'all being here. Priority number 1 is to eliminate the ridiculous coverage busts on defense. Teams know that they can fool the Jaguars linebackers and safeties and sometimes nickel players, depending on who's out there, into leaving someone wide open, into giving them an easy touchdown. How? You can do it by running out of formation that the Jaguars haven't seen before, that you haven't put on tape. You can do it as simple as play action. The Jaguars seemingly cannot read their keys against play action. They cannot figure out that you have not handed the football off and get where they're supposed to get. Either way, the Jaguars' defense, a defense that was once not allowing any explosive plays for the most part, they are now getting gashed week in and week out. I mean, the Browns scored 3 of the easiest touchdowns you will ever see. So you have to know your keys. That's on the coaches and the players. That's on the preparation, right? Even if it's a formation you haven't seen before, you got to communicate pre-snap and know your assignment. Bottom line. It's as simple as that. And I know it's much easier said than done, but these are professionals. These are guys that were doing a heck of a job for a big chunk of this season. So you've got to figure it out. And I think Doug Peterson said it. It comes down to preparation. When you see mistakes that are happening in practice, those mistakes are going to carry over to football games. So you have to be prepared for practice to be able to prepare to play on Sunday. I know that's a lot of coach speak, but I think it's absolutely true. I mean, they did not look prepared to defend play action. They did not look prepared to defend 13 personnel, jumbo personnel. You've got to be prepared. You've also got to just tackle better. I mean, you've got to. That's what this game is all about on the defensive side of the ball. 12 missed tackles against the Browns, 13 missed tackles against the Bengals. These teams are out-physicaling you. They're out-willing you. There was a time when this team wasn't missing more than a handful of tackles per game earlier in the year. You have to refine that physical mindset. It doesn't matter who's injured and who's not. Tackling is about will, and it's about doing your job the right way. It's about form tackling, right? Flowing to the football, taking good angles, doing what you're paid to do. Looking at the offensive side of the ball, pre-snap penalties, they're disgusting. They were awful. Pre-snap mistakes for the Jags against the Browns. The receivers, I mean, they simply have to perform at a higher level. Calvin Ridley and Zay Jones, they had horrible games against the Browns, to say the least. I mean, absolutely horrible. Ridley did line up in the slot a bunch, so you like to see that, but the Jaguars seemingly simply forgot about passing over the middle of the field. I mean, you look at the passing chart, it is all outside. That makes it really difficult, right? You've got to be more creative. You've got to find guys over the middle of the field, okay? They also just didn't get ETN the ball in space, and what do you know, when they did, it worked. When you get him toss crack, when you get him outside zone, those plays can work. Those running plays can work. Running him up the gut does not work. Trying to run ETN in a power scheme does not work. Not with your offensive line, at least, who can't create any push in the middle. It doesn't work. Figure it out. Play action. What other teams are doing to you, what you have done at times, misdirection, rollouts. You've got to get this offense going with some creativity. Against the Browns, it looked very uncreative, very uninspired. And look, the Browns, they are a hell of a defense. Very talented defense. You got to give it to them. And I'm not trying to take anything away from what the Bengals and the Browns did. They are tough physical football teams. But you gave them plays. There are things that happened in those games that had nothing to do with how well they were playing, and it had everything to do with how poorly you were playing, okay? You obviously want to get healthier. You're going to need Walker Little back, Ezra Cleveland, eventually Cam Robinson, Trey Herndon, Britton Strange. Christian Kirk isn't walking through that door, but I do believe Parker Washington is going to have to step up, and he has the ability to do so. Does he have the ability to be Christian Kirk in his rookie year? No. But can he do some quality things for you from the slot? Yes. And I do think when they get Britton Strange back, that will help in the run game. I also, not being able to use Tank or not being willing to is a real problem. He's been a walking turnover this year during his rookie year, but I don't think that's who he is. I think that's a talented back that's eventually going to find his way in this league. Maybe you're going to have to bite the bullet at some point and use him. If not, you've got to use Dearness Johnson some more. You've got to. I mean, it's been ugly. A lot of the Jaguars' defensive issues are completely fixable with preparation and discipline. Offensively, you have got to continue to be creative and stop beating yourselves, pre-snap penalties, not knowing the football is coming to you, running the wrong route, being more creative, right? There's just so many things that they can do to bounce back from a coaching perspective and from a playing perspective. Will they do it? I'm not 100% sure that they will. I want to believe in Doug Peterson and his leadership, and, you want to believe in the offensive and defensive coordinator, but I think that overall it has been really ugly the last couple of weeks and really dating back to that 49ers game. But if you're able to correct some of these fixable issues that you do have, you can bounce back, and you will bounce back. Don't know if they're going to do it, but this is the recipe. Look, you win your division, you give yourself a chance in the playoffs if you're able to fix these correctable issues. If not, you're going to be watching most of, if not all of the postseason from home. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, if you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. Y'all have a good one.